Well, the way I like to frame this is, is annuity always a bad word? And the answer to that is no. It goes back to our interpretation of what constitutes a good tool or what constitutes a bad tool. Most people have a complete misunderstanding of what an annuity is in the first place. An annuity, at its very basic form, is a contract between you and an insurance company whereupon they're going to provide you income based on your age. And that's through the process of annuitization. And it's a term that's very explicit to the industry. And annuitization, all it is you're this old, we're going to turn on payments from money that you've deposited with us, and we're going to lock those in. And if you run out of money, if your money goes down to zero, if your principal balance goes down to zero, we're going to keep paying you that. That's lifetime income. That's the process of annuitization. Then you can, choose different payout periods. You can say, I want it to be for life, I want it to be for 10 years, I want it to be for 20 years. Most people with pensions understand annuities. I mean, that's what a pension is. But that's only one type of an annuity. There are many types of an annuity. There's fixed annuities, there's variable annuities, there's fixed indexed annuities. So how you define an annuity depends on how it's invested once it's there, how long your money is growing for you, and ultimately whether or not you're going to allow the company to dictate to you how much money you're getting back. Okay, so here's how we use them differently. Number one, we're never going to annuitize. So annuitization is allowing the company to win. I want you to forget the word annuity for a second and imagine that there is a tool that guarantees your safety, that does not charge you a fee, that grows between 4 and 6% annually, that because of that growth of 4 to 6% annually allows you to take a 5% withdrawal, that because of that never reduces your principal, that because of that creates a legacy, and that because of that, all of which is under an insurance company, is probate protected. Would you like that type of an account? A lot of people would. Where it gets screwed up is when you use that tool, but then 8 years in, because you don't have an advisory team that knows what they're doing, or some insurance agent sold you something, you get paperwork from the company in the mail, and then they say, hey, you can lock in $2,200 a month for the rest of your life, and you do that, and then your money stops growing, there's no inflation protection, right? And they start reducing your principal. And you're locked into that $2,200 a month for the rest of your life. That's through the process of annuitization. It can also get screwed up if you've got some insurance agent right at the outset trying to sell you something, and they say, hey, how would you like a guaranteed 7%? And they don't mention to you that that's an income rider. That is not your real money, it's just used for mathematical purposes. And oh, by the way, you're going to be paying a 1% fee out of your real money to get that. That's not very fun when you realize that. It's also not fun when you've been working with your broker for the last 20 years and they introduce you to a variable annuity, and it seems pretty reasonable because it's an insurance company that's also has some mutual funds, so you feel like you can get some investment performance and you can get a guaranteed income. But because of the fact that, your guaranteed income 10 years from now is getting screwed around with the fact that your money's in mutual funds, there's a bunch of risk. Now you're paying 3% in fees. And your growth's not that good anyway. So we're using a tool in a very specific way to avoid all of the pitfalls that exist in the annuity world. I do not suggest that people go out and buy an annuity from an annuity agent. It's not a good idea. It's a good idea to get a holistic plan built for you by an expert team of planners that use tools accordingly to the desired outcome. And if we need to protect a portion of assets and use it as a hedge, we will. Because if I can get somebody a 5% return and that creates their income for them, and they're not being charged a fee on that, and it creates probate and legacy protection, that's a win all day long. But we're going to use it differently. We're not going to use it so your money stops growing. We're not going to use it where you're getting charged fees. We're not going to use it where you lose your flexibility. And that's a major difference, and it's a major variance from how salespeople in our fundamentally flawed sales industry use these products.